story. Once upon a time, there was a small frog, who lived in an empty can of Campbell's chicken noodle soup. This story bloomed into the rich jewel of scholarly writing that it is. Then he decided that he wanted to explore the world. He started his journey, but first he started by gathering some supplies. His supplies included a small frog backpack, some dry flies, and some swanky frog shoes. He looked at his map to see what part of the world he wanted to explore and discover. He then set out to go to Dankville in the USA, where dank frogs live. He hopped into his canned food car and drove to Jupiter, where Dankville was relocated, when suddenly he was attacked by a toad named Jaden Smith. The toad started chasing the frog, and the frog tries to drive to safety. Luckily, he knew a city on the other side of Mars called Noscope City. In Noscope City lived 12-year-olds playing Call of Duty and eating Mountain Dew and Doritos. But then, it got raided by violent rays. And then, the Dank Meme Army arrived. Let's shuffle things up a bit. The Dank Meme Army is here to protect the 12-year-old kids who are being raided by violent rays, with their rallying cry of Spicy Boys. They quickly overwhelmed the city with their sad but shameful existence. Their leader had a grenade launcher, which he shot at the frog with. The frog hopped and dodged all the grenades, but he ran up to the leader. He was too small to see and was stepped on, dead. But he was reincarnated by a vegan bear with a better story plot that isn't an outdated meme. The bear's name was Clarence, and he was destined to become a Pokemon master. But then our frog buddy grew sexy lady legs and strapped them off like there was no tomorrow. The legs took him to Jupiter, but he tripped in his beautiful high heels and fell into the arms of the most beautiful reptilian ever. He asked, "What's your name?" And then she said, "My name is Think of Desks 69. She answered in a polite way. And then they end up in an online chat. "I lost track of where the story is gone." "What are you doing?" said the frog, adding 20 cancerous emojis after his message. Then Vladimir Putin flew over them on a rainbow-powered bear, drinking vodka and shooting AKs. But then the ghost of George Washington came down and protected them from the gunfire with his patriotism. So George Washington and the frog ran off and got on the George's flying carpet and took off heading to Mount Rushmore. He called his frog friends and told them to get there ASAP. His frog army arrived with logic and sniper rifles. I think I'll just add in a wrapper and maybe give the frogs some fly swatters. But the waffles turned out to be monsters and ate the frog army. Unfortunately, this was all a computer simulation, and having grown tired of these obnoxious armies, the real-life frog, bear, pig took off his VR headset and went into the kitchen to eat a salt lamp. And then, AIDS. The end.